Best of r/Tales from Retail episode 43. This is a story of the one time I almost jumped over the counter and threw hands at a customer. Me equals me, rude customer equals RC, disoriented customer equals DC. I'm ringing up this customer at the cashier when a second customer comes close and looks through the lip balms at the front of the store. While looking at them, she accidentally bumps into the first customer's cart. Then this interaction happens. RC, excuse me, can you back up? I'm trying to pay. DC, holding back tears. I'm so sorry mom. I'm a little disoriented right now because I just came out of a chemotherapy treatment. RC, I don't care. Move. DC, me, and the rest of the people in line just look at her in disbelief. Me, finishing up RC's transaction. You have a blessed day. RC leaves. The customer that was next hugged DC for a little before heading to the counter. She and I were in such shock at how rude and heartless RC was. That ruined my whole day. Thank you. Next. Today we had someone come in and want a bunch of balloons inflated, which we can do unfortunately. They came in right as I was about to be alone, but our cashier stayed late to help thankfully. The customers pay for their helium and leave with their 15 balloons. Around 20 minutes later the phone rings and I answer while still ringing up other customers. They got home and only have 12 balloons and one of the giant numbers is missing. I look around for the balloons but don't see any anywhere and tell them I can refund the helium charge. I probably shouldn't refund the helium, but I wanted to be nice, and supposedly the markup on helium is insane. Like a single balloon pays for the tank or something equally ridiculous. I also let them know I can figure out what happened on the camera when someone else gets in and I'm not alone. They agree to come back later. I get around to it and look on the camera. The camera quality is garbage, but it certainly looks like they left with 15 balloons and all 3 of the big special ones they were positive one was missing. They finally show up again. I tell them I didn't find their balloons anywhere here and it looks like they got them all on the camera. They say they don't have them all and they must be here still. They want to know if I checked the trash for any balloons that got thrown away with the packaging. I told them I didn't because someone threw away some drink. They asked if they could search the trash can, finding only the empty packaging. They want me to replace the balloons, but since they got them elsewhere I didn't have any replacements. We sell similar ones but are out of stock of the number they want. They call someone who is very angry about the balloons being gone. I tell them again I can refund the helium, which I shouldn't, and offer to show them on camera when they left with the balloons, which I also shouldn't due to policy. They decline as the helium was only $6 and they don't need to see the camera. They know the balloons didn't leave the store with them. They decide to go to another store to get replacements. Kinda anticlimactic ending, but thought it was interesting how far they went before admitting the possibility that they let balloons fly away, which they still didn't do. Thank you. Next. This is a story from when I was working at electronics retailer. There is no gloriously happy ending where the guy got what was coming to him, so I apologize. I have those stories for another day. I was a home theater employee, but like with most stores of this nature, you work wherever you're needed. I was wandering around in computer accessories when I asked a balding man in his 60s if he needed help, who we will refer to as Boomy. Me, anything I can help you find, sir? Boomy, no, I have what I'm looking for. I have to buy this new flash drive because you people won't replace my old one with the plan I bought. Me, attempting not to twitch from the use of you people. I'm sorry to hear that. What happened to your old drive? If it failed I could talk to Boomy, no, it got smashed. Me, trying to sympathize despite being interrupted. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. The protection plans for those don't cover accidental damage. Boomy, I didn't say it was an accident. Me, face of confusion. Well, they definitely don't cover intentional damage. Boomy, now yelling, clearly annoyed that I'm not flustered or yelling. I didn't say it was intentional, either. Me, staring in silent confusion. Boomy, has gone full Karen. Don't you know anything? I was just having a little fun with you. The customer is always right. Storms away infuriated. Apparently this guy spoke to a manager before leaving. Manager asked me about it and just stared at me in utter confusion while a bit of his soul died. TL. Doctor, guy broke a flash drive, but apparently it wasn't an accident nor was it on purpose. Thank you. Next. This happened over the summer, just after a really popular product released. Our store has been out of said product for about a week, and it's getting increasingly harder to find. I'm up front at the register with my co-worker when this happens. The phone rings. Co-worker answers it. Although I can't make out what's being said, it's clearly a woman, and clearly she's angry. Luckily my co-worker is good at dealing with people like this. He's on the phone with her for a little bit, trying to discern what she's asking. Turns out she spoke with someone a few weeks ago about putting something on hold for her. Turns out it's that popular product that we're out of. Turns out she spoke with a woman. What a coincidence. I'm the only woman employed at this store, and the only one who dealt with that product. Of course I don't remember speaking to anyone about putting this product on hold. My anxiety meter jumps. I start to panic. I cannot for the life of me recall if I told a lady I'd put this product on hold for her. She's getting even more agitated, and I can almost make out what she's yelling. My co-worker knows me well enough to discern just how freaked out I am, so he's trying to get more info out of the caller about the woman she spoke with, what day it was, what time, what the woman she spoke to looked like. A few minutes into the call and lo, we find that the woman had green hair. I do not have green hair. I have never had green hair. It's about now we realize that there is another store down the hall from us that sells some of the same product we do. There could very well be a woman with green hair that works there. What do we know? We don't exactly frequent that store. My co-worker asks if she's sure she's called the right store. She claims yes. I am sweating. Co-worker finally puts down the phone with this lady and shakes his head. What are the odds, I ask as calmly as I can, that she googled a store that sells product, and we're the first ones to pop up. I'm gonna wait for her to call back, he replies. Not 10 minutes go by, and she calls again. He answers again, pauses, and then tells her, not a problem, ma'am. Happens all the time. Have a good one, and hangs up. That was her? I query. He rolls his eyes. That was her. Guess what she said? What did she say? I think I owe you an apology. Apostrophe. I can only goggle. You think she had, in fact, called the wrong store. She had, in fact, Googled and found we were the first to pop up, and found that we also sold said product. It wasn't on us. So much for panicking. I almost feel bad for the green-haired woman at the other store. Almost. Thank you. Next. A man and his teenage son came into the store right before closing today. I greeted them and asked them if they needed a hand finding something. They said no, so I said okay, well let me know if you need anything, and went off to start my closing duties. I was doing cash count and refilling stock on the shelves when the father came up to me and said, excuse me, do you work here? And I said yes. He proceeded to say, okay, well I needed help a long time ago and you didn't help me, and started to walk away before I could reply. I was so done with the day, fighting off the flu and having a flare up from my arthritis, so I called out before he left. I asked you guys and you said you didn't need help. You stood at the front of the store and never went up to me or called out for me after to ask me for assistance. How am I supposed to know you need help? He completely ignored me and exited the store, leaving me enraged. I really hate retail. If you need assistance, please come up to me and ask me, or at least call me over. Especially if it is right before closing like these guys. I have a lot more stuff to do in preparation for closing on top of balancing customers. Thank you. Next. Warning. This is a bit long. Also on mobile. Originally posted to the wrong subreddit, so second time's a charm. TLDR. Customer starts getting annoyed she can't return a 6-month-old product. Daughter tells her off and kicks her out of the store. Working at a craft store when a customer and her two late teens, early 20s, daughters come in. I did the usual greet, ask if they need any help. D1, daughter 1, seems to know where she's going, so I'll leave them to it. All of them seem lovely. Eventually they come up to the register with a few items. Karen stays at the counter while the two daughters go back to grab another item. C. I wanted to know about your returns policy. I bought some paint here not long ago but I've lost the receipt. But it was for D1 and she says she wants the non-metallic one instead. Me. We have a 24-hour return period for unsealed paints and a 2-week period for sealed paints to avoid people contaminating them. We do also need the receipt, but if you C. Cutting me off. Yeah, we don't have it. Me. That's okay. If you don't have it, we might be able to find it for you if you bought it recently. C. It's a fabric paint. She's starting to look a bit annoyed now. Me. No problem. Do you remember when you bought it? C. August. It's currently January. Now, for those playing at home, this is well over 2 weeks. Has come back at this point. Me. I'm sorry, but as I said, even for unsealed paints it's 2 weeks. D1. Mum, it's fine, don't worry about it. I continue to process their sale while D1 tells me how excited she was to see all the stuff she wanted was on sale. We chat, and the whole time C is standing there quietly and I can see the cogs working in her head and the annoyed look on her face. She finally speaks up. C. It's paint that came in a set, not an individual paint. So it would be a regular product, not a paint. D1. Mum, just shush. She's already told you. Don't be that person. Me. For regular products we have a 2-month returns policy. If you purchased it in August, it's still well over that time period. C. But it's not really. I don't see the issue here. D2. Mum, you bought it for D1's birthday? That's July, not August. That's almost like 6 months. Both daughters are now giggling. D1. Oh my god, Mum, you need to stop. It's like $10. Don't be that person, please. C opens her mouth to speak again, but is cut off by both girls turning her around and pointing her towards the exit. D1. Nope. Go wait outside. To D2. You watch her while I pay. D2 leads K out, who looks like she wants to protest. I'm trying hard to stifle a giggle myself, which C definitely noticed. I finished checking out D1, who was delightful. I can see both girls are still finding this whole scenario funny and embarrassing, as D2 stands with her mum at the doorway. D1 ended up giving a quick apology on behalf of her mother before leaving. Sometimes I think there's hope for the next generation of shoppers. Thank you. Next. Today at the upscale Western Canadian grocery store I was stuck on cash. I usually don't mind being on cash and I always greet all the customers pleasantly and genuinely. Enter Josh, who is 30. Here is our conversation quoted verbatim. J to his friend, K, I'm going to do it. Me. Hi, how are you? J. Good, thank you. Yourself? Me. I'm well, thanks. J. With vigor. I appreciate you. Me. With a smile. Thanks, that's very kind. Do you need bags today? J. Yes please. 1 or 2. I appreciate you. Me. Thanks. It's nice to hear people say that. 20 seconds later, me. Oh, are these organic mushrooms or regular? J. Organic. I appreciate you. 20 seconds later, me. Do you have a points card, sir? J. I appreciate you. The phone number is 111-555-9999. Me. Got it. Thanks. J. I appreciate you. Me. Thanks. The total is $XX. XX. J. That will be credit. I appreciate you. After he pays J. Oh, this one's heavy. Now, I appreciate you, but can you take the milk and double bag it on its own? I appreciate you. Me. Sure. I think it's okay with 1 bag. J. Great, I appreciate you. Me. There you go. J. You're doing well. I appreciate you. Laughing as he leaves with his friend. He must have said I appreciate you at least 10 times during the 2-minute transaction, and each time it was with a huge smile. He definitely didn't have any mental issues and was clearly upper middle class. I really don't know what to make of this. Even though I'm a naturally positive person, I'm not used to excessive positivity like that. Any thoughts?